Welcome back one more time, everybody. 3 brackets down, 1 to go. Still several teams and their fans on the edge of their seats. They're waiting to see if their school will make it into the big dance. It is time for the final region of the tournament from the NCAA. Vanderbilt matching the best start in school history at 16-0, reaching the conference championship game for the first time in 14 years. And they look dangerous, even in defeat earlier today in the SEC championship game. The 12 seed, McNeese, going to Oklahoma City. Bill Armstrong, the first coach in Southland Conference history to earn a tournament berth in his first season on the job.
Well, this is a special Polk Nation after all because, well, McNeese State for the first time in school history is in the NCAA Tournament 3rd time in a row. Think about that. A couple years ago, they couldn't even win 12 games. That's how far we've come this quick. They will play Vanderbilt of the SEC. Vandy finished as the runner-up in the SEC Tournament, was 4th during the regular season. They will play Thursday in Oklahoma City. My favorite place because it's only 8 hours from Lake Charles by driving. More importantly, it's only 1 hour and 20 minutes by plane, and that helps my knees. When we come back, we're going to talk to Heath Schroyer. We're going to hear from Bill Armstrong, a couple of players, and a very special with Javohn Garcia, who was just named the MVP of the Southland Conference Tournament for the 2nd year in a row. So stay tuned for a very special Polk Nation.
Well, it's game day at the Legacy Center, and the McNeese Cowboys are warmed up and ready to play. Cowboys have a new player this year, number 22, Katie Ferdinandson. This girl loves basketball and McNeese so much she can't wait to get out on the floor. And we're off. Shoemate tips the Brewer, and there goes Katie.
Ferdinandson Financial Group supports the McNeese Cowboys.
Javohn, you're out for 2 weeks. You come back, you play well in the first game. It's a triple overtime game the night before. You play, coach was gonna watch your minutes. So you played 48 minutes, 48 seconds. You come back the next night and have the greatest game of your career, at least at McNeese. What happened and how did you get in that zone?
I just feel like just from the start, like we knew how big the game was. Like SFA, we lost to them at their house early in the season, and we just had a chip on our shoulder. I feel like, and they said a few words to us before the game because they played before us.
So they were talking a little bit.
Yeah, you know how they played before us.
Yeah.
The day before, they said we're gonna see y'all tomorrow. I think so. We just really had it on our mind. Like we talked about every day. Like we on a revenge tour. Like all these teams that we lost to in the beginning of the year, we got to see them again. And everything matched up to us playing SFA in the championship. And I felt like we took advantage of it. I obviously got off to like a hot start.
A hot start, an incredibly hot start. Folks, 7 for 7 to start the game. 5 of them three-pointers. Now, you're not a devastating three-point guy, but yet, for some reason, you felt like you could hit every three in the world. What happened there?
Like I said before, like earlier, like I just tell the team, like I'll do whatever, like on the court for us to get a win. It doesn't matter like what it is. Like I just felt like I had it going early. So I seen, once you see a few go in, the basket just looks like you could throw it in the ocean.
Get a little talking there going when that was happening?
Yeah, it was a fan in the baseline for SFA. He was talking a little trash.
So, okay, you talked a lot about leaving a legacy. There's no question that one day we're going to look up there and your jersey and Christian Shoemate's jerseys are both going to be up there, which is unthinkable when you think about your journey from UMass and everything. But how important was it to leave that legacy of never losing to a Southland team on this court?
It's like, it's mind-blowing to me. Like, we never lost to a Southland team on this court. It's like, it just says this goes to the work that we've been putting in since the summer. Like every year, each team we had, we always put in the work and definitely paid off. Like to leave a legacy like that, and I don't know. I know for sure, like years to come, I don't know if that record could be beat. Like so.
That's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
Did you guys want SFA?
Yeah.
You wanted to play that.
Yeah.
So the comeback for you really starts with the SFA game because you guys take the lead and then all of a sudden you're out with cramps, and that started really kind of your leg troubles. But this whole year for you has been a difficult year. You came back with high hopes, player of the year, but all of a sudden you're fighting leg injuries, new team. How relaxing is it, or kind of prideful is it that you guys stuck together and got to that moment and got to be MVP for the second year in a row of the tournament? What is that like?
It's like, I don't know, it's like a story, I feel like a Cinderella story. Like just everything I've been through, like this year, it's what the team was going through. We just, first year coming in, new coach, and I just want to I think to me we did the best job. Like we got the guys, newcomers in, they made a big impact early, and I just feel like we never got selfish. Like we always stuck together. We was always pushing one another. Like coach always talks about like just motivating others. Like on the bench, just talking.
This was a very together team, and it's a little different than because last year it took a long time to come together. But this year it seemed to kind of click right away. The biggest difference, what was the biggest difference to you?
I think just like just how together like everyone is, like on and off the court. Like they come willing to do anything for one another, go out to eat, pay for one another's meal, just like the little things. And I feel like just like last year, I feel like it was more older guys, so it was like they had it more figured out. We didn't really come. We had cliques.
Yeah.
So,
and you guys, last year you beat Clemson, Coach's old game. I don't think you'll see Coach in the first round. There was a chance there for a while, though. It would have been fun. But what is it like now as an experienced team where there's going to be a target on your back this year a little bit because you were a 12 that won. You could be an 11 even this year. What's that like going in now knowing you can win these games?
Just like you said, like the experience part, like just because this is the third time I'm going, me and DJ and TB, the experience part, like I think that's the most important because you could tell like the other guys how to come in the game prepared, mindset got to be different, just a different atmosphere, but we still play together, it's the same game, just a different court. I just think like the experience is the most important part of it because these big games, like you're gonna play different teams all around the world. So the experience is the most important part you need. Just because we've been here before, so we know how to play, get the guys motivated, just everything. So I just say.
Hey, you've already played a number 1 seed, Michigan.
Yes,
so you're not gonna play anybody tougher than that.
Yes, sir.
Javohn Garcia has been our guest off of his 31-point performance. His MVP performance in the tournament, the 2-time Southland Conference MVP of the tournament and former Player of the Year, Javohn Garcia. We'll have more after this on Polk Nation. Thanks, man.
The Cowboys are going to do some really big things. Really big.
McNeese athletes bring big energy, big plays, and big spirit to every game. That's why Lakeside is proud to be such a huge fan. We're a hometown team too, in the business of backing big dreams across our community every day. And we always bank on big wins with McNeese Sports. Go big with Lakeside and McNeese.
Yeah, I mean, a dream come true is my first reaction, to be able to lead a team into the NCAA tournament, to be able to watch Selection Sunday knowing that you're in and just finding out where you're going. Excited to be OKC. You know, it's not a terrible travel. And then get to play a great Vanderbilt team. So we'll go get preparing here in the next couple hours.
What do you know about the team? Anything? Vanderbilt?
Yeah, I watched them play a lot. I was an SEC assistant for 16 years. So I watch a lot of SEC still. Grew up in SEC country, so I've watched them a lot. They got a lot of good players. They play a fun up and down style, so it should be a very entertaining game.
What about the fact that you're a 12 seed? Did you think you had a chance at an 11 seed, and was that kind of what you were looking at?
Yeah, just kind of following it over the last 48 hours. I knew a few things had to fall our way for us to move up to an 11. I thought we were solidly at a 12. That's what we expected. After the way things fell today, I was fairly certain that we were going to be a 12. But, maybe 48 hours ago, I thought we could slip up into the 11 seed.
What's the next couple of days going to look like?
For the staff, we'll get together this evening or tonight and start planning what we're going to do over the next couple of days. Start watching Vanderbilt and figuring out how we're going to game plan for them. And then tomorrow will be like our normal Monday. We'll do some individual vitamins, lift stuff in the morning, and then we'll practice in the afternoon. Then I got to just find out. I don't know exactly what the travel plans are. I assume we travel out on Tuesday, so we got to plan from there. But we'll practice again Tuesday and Wednesday and get ready to go on Thursday.
How does Thursday and then Oklahoma City, which is relatively close to the region, how does that fall in regards to your plan? Is it okay a Thursday in Oklahoma City instead of going all the way to Portland?
I think 100%. I don't think with being able to go to Oklahoma City doesn't change a whole lot for us from a travel time zones, things of that nature. We're not changing anything of how we've traveled pretty much all year. I mean, we'll get to fly on the charter plane, but, we don't have to worry about a long travel. We don't have to worry about losing hours or gaining hours or anything like that. So it should be able to keep our bodies normal as possible. So I'm excited about that. And I think OKC may have been the closest place that we could have played in any of those regions. So that's a good thing for our fans as well, hopefully. Everybody that can will come out. As you know, when our fans are there, we're a pretty good team.
Obviously, this is the third time that JG and DJ are going to be in the tournament. Is that something that you're going to be relying on their experience in the setting? 100%.
We'll lean on them to kind of be able to lead us, because there's a lot that goes on with the NCAA tournaments, with the media and, the open practices and things of that nature. And so we'll rely on them, especially the guys, talking them through that and kind of preparing them for it and what's going to go on and how to be able to handle that and not get overly distracted by it.
The fact that you mentioned a little bit about the fact that it's only an hour and a half flight, but also more importantly, it's only an hour drive. Do you expect to see fans there?
I definitely do. At least over 5,200. Let's break the record from the other night.
The fact that you guys this group or this school won in an upset fashion last year, there's going to be a target, and I can't imagine you're going to surprise them this time.
Yeah, I mean, I don't imagine that we will, but that's okay. We'll be ready for them, I can assure you that.
The crazy game against UTRGV, obviously pulling that out in the semifinal of this tournament. How is going through something like that going to prepare them for the madness that is the big one?
Yeah, I just think it shows our resilience, our heart, and what we're capable of. These guys have over the last 10 games have been locked in, refusing to lose, and they didn't want their season to end on Tuesday night, and we're going to go out with that same approach on Thursday.
The fact that you guys have kind of been in a must-win situation the last 10 games or so, how does he think that plays for tournament play?
Oh, I think it's huge. I mean, we haven't lost a game wasn't on somebody else's home court, this year. We're 19-0 now when we're not on someone else's home court. So this group's been able to, find a way to win games in different ways all year long, but to be able to have a home court advantage, which again I think we will and hope we will in Oklahoma City, it's just going to give us an opportunity to go out there and play for our fans one more time.
This tournament stuff is old hat to you. What are some of the messages that you conjured up, you and the staff, about don't let the moment get too big for you? You know all the.
Yeah, I think it's more about enjoying the moment, taking it all in. For a lot of the guys on the team, it's their first time to participate in the NCAA tournament. For some of the staff, it's the first time to participate in the NCAA tournament. And I think moments like this, you just have to take it all in and enjoy it, because you don't ever know if you'll get it again. And I think that's the way to approach it, and just go out and have fun. I know we're going to play hard. I know we're going to be ready to play. So I want them to take it all in and enjoy it. And, as we get closer to time, we'll start eliminating distractions as best as possible.
Your thoughts on really how difficult it is to win regular season or tournament? It's not as easy as maybe some think it is.
It's extremely difficult, but because the fans expect it, and because of the support of the fans, especially in the setup that we have, I think that's why we're able to do it. And you want to be a part of something like that. You want to be a part of a program where the expectations are high, and where the standard has been set to play in the NCAA tournament and now win games in the NCAA tournament. So again, that's a good thing to me. I think that's what allows us to be able to do that. That's what allows us to get the caliber player that we have. That's what allows us to, be talked about to win games. And so that's a good thing in my opinion.
Join Don's Wash Club and score big on clean rides all season. Unlock discounts on washes, interior cleanings, oil changes, and more. Whether you're tailgating or heading home after the game, keep your ride looking like a pro. Not ready to commit? No worries. Scan the QR code on screen to see what we're all about. Enjoy your ride with Don's on McNeese, Ryan, and Nelson.
Again, the importance of being there before, the importance of feeling NCAA tournament stress, and the shot may just be a little short because of that stress. Talk about now number 3 in a row for you and your teammate, and how important that's going to be.
Like you said, just going there comes with stress. So, it's my third year going there, and your emotions are still rushing a little bit, because are we gonna get called? When are we getting called? You know what I'm saying? So I feel like as far as emotions, it really doesn't change. It's just now don't run away from the emotions. If you accept the emotions, the faster just come and go, and it just feel like a regular game. So I feel like that's what's gonna help me and him this year. Like you said, us going here for the third year now. It's like a regular game for real.
What role do you think both of you will play for some of the newer guys that haven't experienced this before, and settling them down in those big moments?
I feel like we got big moment players. I feel like we're not gonna have to settle down. It's gonna be a few times where we're gonna have to get them back on track. But Larry Johnson, Ty Shine, and Garway, and I could go down the list. They're ready, and I wouldn't be more comfortable and to go to war with any other players that's playing on my side. JG coming back in them. So I'm just excited that they are gonna get that type of recognition. You can't hide when you're on March Madness, and people have to watch us, and we have really talented players, so it's a good opportunity for all of us.
This is for both of y'all. What was y'all's mindset when y'all heard that y'all were playing Vandy? What was going through y'all's head? Were y'all expecting it, not expecting it?
We wasn't at first. We didn't expect playing them, but
what was kind of going through y'all's mind whenever y'all saw?
When we saw it,
excited, nervous.
Definitely excited, just for the community. I think it's a great opportunity for us to make another run like we did last year, go even farther. So I feel like it's a good matchup.
Really good matchup.
Javohn, looking back at the win over Clemson last year, what do you remember? What are you going to take from that you can translate that to this third time and have it play a role for success?
Coach in practice has been talking about we just gonna make a few tweaks like we did last year. Just from last year, just using that the experience, the different type of plays, sets, defenses. So I think we're gonna have a great plan coming in for the game for us to win. We just have to follow the plan.
How much does it matter that you can beat these types of teams? You beat them last year. You won as a 12-5 seed last year. You can compete with these teams, but not that you can beat them. How much confidence does that give you?
I feel like it gives a lot of confidence, especially like you said, we've done it before, and we have the same amount of talent, if not more. So I definitely feel like the position that we're in is, we love our position. We feel like we can compete with anybody, even though some of our games early on they can't say that, but there's no perfect time to be ready than right now in March. So we're definitely excited.
DJ, when we talked earlier in the season, you said you weren't exactly happy with your performance last year in March Madness. Is that something that's on your mind going into the next tournament?
Yeah, I just talked to my brother Bugs yesterday about this, and me even bringing that up, and like how you said that, like he literally told me, he was like, "Nah, we're not talking about that. It's positive thoughts moving forward." And he said, "You know what you are gonna do." So like, I mean, honestly, like you said, this is what what I felt what every kid growing up used to watch. Like, people used to miss school sometimes. I was people to watch like the 11 o'clock game sometimes. So I definitely this is what I want to be a part of. I want to show the world, and really, just show me too, that I'm able to, perform how I want to perform on that level, and so is my teammates, my brothers, and everybody else. So I just, like I said to his question, I just feel like this is a perfect opportunity for everybody as a team and even individually.
The first year it was new to everybody. It was hey, we're just happy to be here. Third year now, none of that, huh?
Yeah.
Good business time.
Yeah, I feel like it was like literally like a gradual step. Like the first year we was happy to be here. Second year we just want to win a game. Like, I don't feel like that's what we're going there just to win a game anymore. Like, we want to go out there and we want to really compete. Like, we want to compete. We want to give our last every, like, we don't want to quit. We don't like to lose. So we want to just go out there and play with that mindset and be out there and ready to play.
Javohn, you saw what your three-point impact had in the tournament title game. Three-point shooting is just so critical in today's college basketball, especially in the NCAA tournament. Armstrong has said many times, when this team shoots over 25% from three, you're hard to beat. How much of how big of a factor is three-point shooting going to be, you think?
I mean, it's a big part of the game now. Like, the game changed. I mean, to be exact, I feel like we can have an okay three-point night, but all the game gonna come down to is effort. Like, who the toughest team, and who wins the 50-50 balls, and just like who's the toughest team throughout the whole game. And I feel like we could be the toughest team out rebounding, doing just the little things. I think that's big in these type of games. Like, every little thing matters. Like, you gotta be almost perfect.
What about the fact that you're now able to do it with two successive coaches? That it's not just a Will Wade thing, that it is something you can contain.
I think that's probably why I was even more emotional after this last one, is because, it is a second head coach to do it. And this program is bigger than one individual. And, we have built a, one of, if not the best mid-major program in the country, let alone the South. I'm really proud of that. I'm not going to run away from that. This was a vision that we had years ago, and it started with Wade Roos as the president. And we had a vision of truly investing in athletics, which would enhance the brand of McNeese, which in turn would drive enrollment and enhance the academic profile. And Dr. Nicholas in the last 6 months or so has continued that. But this all started years ago with a vision that Dr. Roos and I had, and just to be able to see it to fruition is something I'm really, really proud of. And McNeese isn't going anywhere. We are a legitimate mid-major athletic department. And we couldn't have done that without, obviously, strong leadership, but also an amazing community and amazing people who have supported this program.
Coach, you said second coach, but the second coach, first year as a head coach. Your level of confidence that Bill Armstrong can pull this off in year one?
Bill has, when I sat down with Bill, he has that it factor. The biggest thing I wanted, or I was worried about, was following Will Wade, right? Like, those are really, really big shoes to fill. And the expectations are real here.
I told them, like, the standard is the standard. We expect to win. We expect to compete for championships, compete for NCAA tournament bids, and he was not afraid of the challenge. Other coaches I talked to, talked about, hey, 2 or 3 year plan, and he talked about a 9-month plan, and he had a really unique ability, and I think his personality allows him to be himself and not try to be something that he's not or somebody he's not. And then obviously he's a really, really good basketball coach. I mean, I think if anyone watches and understands the game and how he's able to adjust throughout the game, you can tell that he's an elite basketball coach in his own right.
Where did you see the growth of this league throughout this season? Obviously, it was a difficult path to get here this time. But
I think we've become a victim of our own success potentially. The league has really grown. I think that if I would have sat here 3 years ago and said, hey, we're on a trajectory to get 2 teams in the NCAA tournament, people would have laughed at me and thought I was nuts. But we really are, and I think that there's a handful of schools that we all know who they are that have really invested in athletics, but more importantly, invested in men's basketball. And I've said it all along, is that when you're at this level, the only thing that can truly move the needle on a national level is men's basketball. And I think that other people have seen what we've done, and they've jumped on board. I mean, what Stephen F. and Rio Grande Valley, and I mean, who would have thought that Lamar would fire their coach with 2 years left on a contract? I think people are starting to understand how important it is, especially at this level, to have a successful men's basketball program.
You announced a 5-year extension for Coach Bill Armstrong today at the ceremony. And just what made you do that then, and the timeline of it all, even though you don't know what the results of the game coming up is going to be?
I think a couple things that coaches want in an athletic director is they want honesty, they want transparency, and they want someone they can relate to. When I hired Coach Armstrong, I said to him, listen, you win a championship and go to the NCAA tournament, I'm going to rip this thing up, but this is what it is. And these are the expectations. And he took it. And so when he won a championship, within about 6 hours after that, he and me and his agent started working on a new deal. And, and I wanted to put that to bed for him, so that all the preparation, and I want him to be singularly focused, just like myself and everyone around, to be singularly focused on the task at hand, and that's to go to the NCAA tournament, represent McNeese really well, have an opportunity to win a game, and not worry about what's going on with this job or a contract or any of those things. It was something that, again, I promised him I would do that, and we did. And I'm really, really glad that it got done, and it really did get done about 15 minutes before the show started.
Times bring inflation, right? And you mentioned about investing back in. It's not going to get any cheaper to pay players.
Correct. I think one thing that we've done is we've done a really good job of fundraising. We've done a really good job of our community being invested in what we do. But I also think that what doesn't get talked about is the efficiency in which we run the department. We don't have a lot of bloat in our department. We run a very lean, efficient department, and because every dollar truly does matter. And but I think that when you have success, people want more success, and this is the time again to capitalize on it. And our donors have always, and our community has always answered the bell, and I think they'll do it again.
Well, we hope you liked that version of it. You heard from everybody. That was Heath, dressed very nicely, I might add. And yes, he will have a credential probably waiting for him, even though if you saw his courtside antics, you probably wouldn't have wanted to let him there. But we'll see you next week on Poke Nation. We'll have results of the first weekend of the tournament and see if McNeese can, for the first time ever, get to the Sweet 16.